Hey, what's up there folks? Corey here with Android Community, and we have a new phone we've been enjoying for the past couple of days, recently announced by Motorola, and as you can clearly see there, this is the brand new Motorola DROID RAZR M from Verizon Wireless, and we're going to quickly unbox it here and cut scene here and show you just a little bit. You know, we've seen plenty about it already, and it's available starting today, September 13th, for just $99. So what we're going to do is just kind of show you a little bit about it, and then we'll cut scene and actually show you some of the software. But set that aside, and as usual in the box from Motorola we have the charging cord, micro USB, the charger, and then some paperwork, Verizon 4G LTE SIM card. Then what we have here is actually like a little key to pull out the SD card, or not the SD card, the 4G LTE SIM card. Pretty interesting. They provide a little key for that, just because the back is not removable on the DROID RAZR M. So you can see that on video here. But so here's the actual phone, and a couple of the important things here with this brand new device is basically how sleek and thin it is, and with what Motorola is calling their edge-to-edge display technology. It has a 4.3-inch display, but just looking at it, it doesn't really look like the screen is that big, but it comes all the way to the edge, tiny bezels on both sides, so overall you get a pretty small phone with a pretty big, pretty big screen. So as you can see, this is the 4.6-inch, Galaxy Nexus, but clearly you can see it's quite a bit smaller, and all of the screen's only a tiny bit different. But set that aside as well, and we'll go over here. We have a 4.3-inch QHD display, which is a 960 by 540 resolution, and super sleek and thin. And then as you can see here, there's a couple little screws. It kind of has an industrial design. Then we have the micro USB for charging. Then here, when you yank this open, is where the good stuff is. And in there is the SIM slot, the micro SD card for expanded storage, should you like to do that. And as you wrap it around, you have the speaker grill and the 8-megapixel rear-facing camera, which does okay in low light, but it's a pretty good camera for the most part. Inside, it might have a little bit of a struggle, but overall not too bad. It is kind of interesting. The whole thing's got that Kevlar coating we are familiar with from the DROID RAZR brand, but for some reason they didn't do it all the way up top. Maybe that's to help with the 4G radios. We have a little plastic or glass coating there instead. And then as you continue along, here is more of those screws, power button, and the volume rocker, which are both on the same side, which is a little unique. Don't see that very often, but it's got this little slight rivet here, slight curve. It feels really good in the hand, especially for the size. Then we have the 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. So we are running on Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich with Motorola's Moto Blur, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they like us calling it Moto Blur anymore, but that's what I remember it as still. Let it boot up here. Been using it for a few days. Overall, as you can see, it does have very small bezels. Wait till it fully boots up. There you go. And it's just really a full experience almost on the entire display, and that's why it's this edge-to-edge display technology they've been touting. So not quite edge-to-edge, no Tony Stark specialness here, but it is rather impressive. I've been using this for about a week, and it is actually really nice to actually have such a small phone yet still have a good amount of space on screen to do what you'd like to do. And as you can see there, super vibrant on the actual screen. This is a AMOLED display, although it is not HD. It's only 960 by 540, but colors are great and crisp. And then when you hit that, you have your usual phone, camera, unlock options for shortcuts, which we've seen from a few different people. But there it was. We have a 1.5 gigahertz, a dual-core Qualcomm S4 processor under the hood, 1 gig of RAM. Pretty standard lately for LTE smartphones, so there's not a lot there. But one thing that is cool here is this clock widget is seen with the Atrix HD and a few others, has actually been slightly improved upon. So as you slide it, you can go into your clock and then into notifications here, which I have a missed text message. So if you clear that out, you get an analog or a different clock option, which is kind of cool. And then here with the weather, same thing, you can swipe it to add cities. And then here's the battery. You tap that, it instantly goes into battery stats. But if you flip that, you go right into your settings for the circle notifications, and you can get alerts for texts and missed calls and whatnot, which is what we saw here. And then this again instantly go right into your clock, you know, set alarms, which is everything we've seen with Android 4.0. And then here's the pull down bar. One thing that's really cool that they did do is you simply swipe to the side and you're instantly in a settings menu for all kinds of quick settings: phone ringtone, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, mobile data, and then obviously you can go to all your settings from there and get the full rundown like we're used to. But that's pretty neat. And otherwise we have a pretty standard Android build here with the Motorola changes. They do have this favorites button where you can add apps to a favorites list for a quick and easy access, which is nice. But with Ice Cream Sandwich you do have folders, so there's almost not really a reason to have a favorites when you can just have folders of your favorites on your screen. But some people like it, some people don't. But overall here, as you can see, it's pretty nice and smooth. And then what Motorola has introduced with a couple of their new builds is as you swipe, right here we have just a home screen that they actually had designated. We have music, YouTube, gallery, play music, and Viewdini, which is Verizon's video player. And when you swipe, you're greeted with an option for just a blank page. Or they have templates to make it nice and easy. Go into templates here, and we have this new Amazon feature, Amazon Suite with Kindle and the App Store and their music player and the Internet Movie Database, which I didn't know till recently was owned by Amazon. Or you can go over here to a music, media, Outlook setup, and then right here calendar. This is more of a mobile, office. So you click that, and the new page has been made. So you go back home. We have the one I had before, and the new one that it just created all for me with my calendar and everything all neatly done. So that's kind of another cool feature. But Motorola's been making a few small changes here. For the most part, what's important about this phone is the edge-to-edge display, the Android 4.0 out of the box, with gingerbread or Jelly Bean supposed to be coming very soon, and the fact that all this in this sleek package still packs a 2,000 milliamp battery. So you're going to be having plenty of battery life. Not quite RAZR Max life, but amazing battery life, all for only $99 from Verizon Wireless. Thanks for watching, guys.